The Social Security payment schedule for May 2023. This includes retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and SSI beneficiaries. I have all the details and the key dates you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, another month is upon us, and you know what that means. It's time to get paid yet again. Well, if you're anything like me, as the new month approaches, I always pull up a calendar to see exactly how the dates lay out during that month because, as we all know, depending on how the dates lay, that is going to determine when your check is going to be arriving. Well, that's what I want to talk about here in this video and point out all the key dates during the month of May that we need to pay attention to, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate. Not only that, because we are rapidly approaching 500,000 subscribers right here on the channel, and it is my dedication, my commitment, and my promise to you and everybody right here in the community to continuously be here right by your side to help you out in any way that I possibly can, as it's a very busy, confusing, and a very uncertain time that we're living through right here, right now. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please remember, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below, as it would truly mean so much to me, and let's get into it and talk about all the key dates you need to know in the month of May when it comes down to all those millions of beneficiaries. By the way, it's about 70 million beneficiaries that I'm referring to with all these payments that are administered by the Social Security Administration. A lot of money going out the door. So let's talk through the dates here. All right, so I'm going to go through this in chronological order. In other words, starting at the beginning of the month and working my way through the end of the month, obviously. We're going to point out all the key dates here. Now, one more thing I want to point out really quickly. I come back with a video with you like this every single month. I come back and I talk about the calendar for the following month, and I point out all the key dates. Inevitably, every single time down below in the comment section, I get a lot of mean comments that say, we know when we get our checks. This is, basic stuff. We know this. I know that. We all know when we get our checks. However, does the calendar change a little bit every single month? Yes, it does. It all depends on when the first of the month lands. If it lands on a Saturday, checks are going to be arriving very, very differently than if the first of the month lands on a Monday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, things like this. It is very, very different, and payments go out based on when the first of the month lands in the month. So that's why I do this, okay? We don't get our checks on the exact same date every single month, except for SSI beneficiaries, and even in that case, you still don't get your check on the same day every single month. So my point is, it changes literally every single month, and it's very important. I'm not sure about you, but I always want to know when that check is going to be arriving, because sometimes the first lands on a weekend and that jacks up the entire schedule. Sometimes it lands on a Wednesday, sometimes it lands on a Thursday, and the dates and the delivery of those payments is very, very different depending on when the first lands. Make sense? Anyway, that's why I do this. So again, feel free to leave a comment down below if you want to. That's totally fine. But again, I see that every single month, and it's just like, I do this to point out all the key dates because we want to know when the checks are going to arrive. Anyway, let's get into it and talk through the dates here. All right, so we're talking about May specifically. That's it, okay, in this video. All right, so I want to point this out because May 1st lands on a Monday. Not bad. That is good. Not the best of all the situations, but it's certainly better than a Thursday. And I can explain that a little bit later, but let's talk through the dates now. All right, so May 1st lands on a Monday. Therefore, those of you that typically get your payment on the first of the month, which happens to be SSI beneficiaries, you get your payment on the first of the month. It's a Monday. It's not a holiday, and it's not a weekend. Therefore, that is when you will get your payment. Awesome stuff, right? Always exciting to see the money roll in, right? I'm not sure about you, but when you see it pending, it's always like, yes, finally. You know what I mean? It's always so exciting to see that money land in the account. Anyway, SSI beneficiaries, that is when you'll get it. So depending on when you get that or how you get it, whether it's on a Direct Express card, in a bank account, whatever it happens to be, that's when you'll see it, okay? So the first. Now let's go to the third of the month. There are some of you here in the community that do receive your payments on the third of the month. SSDI beneficiaries, retirees, some of you do get it on the third. Not everybody, but some people do. And again, the third is on a Wednesday. Therefore, it's not a weekend, it's not a holiday, and you're good to go. That is when you'll get your payment, whether it's on a Direct Express card, bank account, checking, whatever it happens to be, that is when you'll receive it. So obviously watch for it on that day. All right, so now let's get into the schedule for virtually everybody else. This is the Wednesday schedule, okay? So it's the second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, and the fourth Wednesdays of the month. This is when payments go out, but it's based on your birthday, right? So if you did not get your payment on the first or the third of the month, then you're probably going to fall into this other schedule here, which is predicated by your birthday, the date of your birthday. All right, so let's talk through the details now. So we have to fast forward all the way up to the second Wednesday of the month, which happens to be May 10th, okay? So Wednesday, May 10th is the date in which those of you that have a birthday landing between the 1st and the 10th of the month, this is when your payment will be arriving. And again, I'll talk a little bit further here in just a couple minutes, and I'll talk through the details of why it is so much better when the first of the month lands on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday versus a Thursday or Friday. It's a huge difference. Anyway, I'll talk about that here in a minute. But that is the date. May 10th is for those of you that have a birthday landing between the 1st and the 10th of the month. This is when your payment will be arriving, the second Wednesday of the month. All right, now let's fast forward out another week. This is Wednesday, May 17th. So this is for those of you that have a birthday landing between the 11th of the month and the 20th of the month. If your birthday lands anywhere between that range, the 11th through the 20th, then your check will be arriving on the third Wednesday of the month, which happens to be the 17th of May, May 17th. Not bad. Again, whether you get your payment into direct express card, a bank account, checking, savings, whatever it happens to be, that is when it should be arriving. Next, let's fast forward out to the fourth Wednesday of the month, and this is May 24th, okay? This is the last payment date in the month, and this is May 24th. So, not bad, right? All right, so this is for those of you that have a birthday landing between the 21st and the 31st of the month. If your birthday lands between those dates, then you will get your payment on the fourth Wednesday of the month. In this case, it is May 24th. That is when payments will be rolling out and when you should be getting that. So if your birthday lands between that range, that's when you get it. So again, watch your direct express card if you have one. Otherwise, a bank account, checking, savings, whatever it happens to be, that is when your payment will be arriving. All right, so now that we have all those key dates out, the first Monday, Wednesday the 3rd, Wednesday the 10th, Wednesday the 17th, and Wednesday the 24th. And again, like I said, based on your birthday. All right, so now let me quickly talk for just a second here why it is so much better when the first of the month lands on on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday versus Thursday or Friday. Huge difference. And obviously, when it lands on the weekend, that also messes up the schedule quite a bit as well, especially for SSI beneficiaries. But let's quickly talk about when the first of the month lands on a Thursday, okay? This is, in my opinion, the worst of all the situations. Now, this is not the case for May, but this, in my opinion, is not a good situation. I do not like when the first of the month lands on a Thursday, because what this does is it pushes the payment schedule back way deeper into the month. So, in this example, like I said, for those of you that have a birthday landing between the 1st and the 10th of the month, you get your payment on the 17th. That's pretty nice. That's relatively early in the month compared to what it actually could be. Now, to think this, if the first landed on a Thursday, the second Wednesday of the month, well, let me say that again. I think I said the 10th. So let me start over for just a second here. Okay, so the second Wednesday of the month is the 10th of the month, right? So that's really early. That's really nice. This is for those of you that have the birthday between the 1st and the 10th of the month. That's what I was trying to say there a second ago. So I think I confused myself a little bit. But my point is, for those of you that have a birthday landing between the 1st and the 10th, your payment arrives on the 10th of the month. Amazing. That is relatively very early in the month. However, in this case, if the first lands on a Thursday, that means the second Wednesday of the month is the 14th, right? That pushes it way out. Another 4 days that you would need to wait in the event that, the first is on the Thursday. So it actually pushes it out a lot in this event. However, let's just say, for example, the first lands on a Wednesday. In my opinion, this is the best of all the situations. Let me explain why. The second Wednesday of the month, as in, the date in which you would be getting your first payment for that same group, the people that have a birthday landing between the 1st and the 10th, this would mean that your payment would be arriving on the 8th. Way different, right? So way sooner in the month versus on the 14th in the event the first lands on a Thursday. You see the differences here? That is a huge difference. So a difference of, what is that, 6 days? It's a big difference. So anyway, that is the point that I was trying to make a little bit earlier. So I apologize. I I confused myself a little bit there with the dates and the numbers, but I think I corrected that so that it makes sense now. So I hope that kind of makes sense. And again, why we want to watch the calendar very, very closely, because at the end of the day, when we watch all this stuff, it all comes down to you getting your check earlier in the month, and we want to wait for that because that is very important. Because here's the thing. Can you wait an extra 6 days for your check? Can you wait an extra 4 days, 5 days, 3 days for your check? Especially right now during a very expensive time, and when money is very tight for the vast majority of people, literally every single day counts. I can't tell you how many times that I see comments down below in the comment section where people reach out and they say, I've only got $1.13 left. I've only got 36 cents left in my account. I only have $2.46, or whatever it happens to be. And there's a lot of days left in the month. So it's very, very important that those checks actually arrive sooner. And why we want to watch the dates every single month, because they do change for the most part. So anyway, hope that helps to make sense a little bit further. And again, just a real quick video. Wanted to come back and give you the payment schedule for Social Security beneficiaries. About 70 million beneficiaries that receive their payments on this schedule every single month. So remember, the dates change every month. Therefore, that is why I come back and break this all down for you. Anyway, hope this one helps you out. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Enjoy your day. Take care, and catch you again later in the next